It was important for me all along that we take time to relax, to enjoy excellent food and wine, and most importantly, to cultivate and celebrate friendships. With this in mind, I invited my friends Hannah and Joshua, or Ushi Raif, to join us at the dinner on top of the fabulous Notre Dame Hospice. I have known Ushi and Hannah since 1968, when he and I met in officers' course. We went on to serve in reserves together for many years and to collaborate professionally when Ushi was vice president of Israel Laser Industries and I engaged in research on laser applications in endodontics. Their easygoing, friendly and warm manner allowed Ushi and Hannah to blend seamlessly with our group. It was gratifying for me to let you meet my close friends from Israel while also allowing them to meet my close friends from my professional life. The venue, the atmosphere, the view, the food and all the participants made this one of the most enjoyable moments of our journey. The old city of Jerusalem is geographically small, but its significance is huge. It is a wondrous place that inspires imagination, emotions and awe. And here we are, all eager to experience all of it for ourselves. Starting at the viewing platform of David Citadel, we learn from Noam about the long, eventful history of the city while trying to ignore the storm-like wind. We heard about King David, his son King Solomon, and a long succession of many empires and rulers who throughout the city's long history had built, raised and rebuilt its walls again and again and again. Descending into the narrow, densely packed alleys of the old city feels like partaking in an exotic movie. Apart from its important holy sites, it is these alleys, with their abundance of shops, merchandise, local shoppers and tourists, that give the old city its atmosphere and charm, in a way quite similar to other old Arab markets around the Mediterranean, such as the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul or the souks of Marrakesh. One can spend days on end strolling these alleys. We emerged at a terrace overlooking the imposing Western Wall, the holiest site for Judaism, and Temple Mount with its spectacular gold-capped dome of the rock and adjacent Al-Aqsa Mosque, the third holiest site for Islam. From our vantage point we can appreciate how intertwined they are, a visual clue to their complex political entanglement. Seeing the Western Wall, or the Wailing Wall as it is called by the Jews, up close is always a special experience regardless of one's religion, because of its history, symbolism and, no less important, its political significance. Built during the expansion of the Second Temple by King Herod, it dates back to about 19 BCE, some 2040 years ago, and it is still standing strong today. I found the crowds when we visited the Western Wall rather small, possibly because of the bad weather, which allowed us to approach the wall. We could see the thousands of notes tucked into the crevices and some of the emotions expressed by individuals praying at the wall. But Noam then pulled off a surprise. Through small alleys, he took us to another section of the wall, smaller in scale but as authentic, where we had it all to ourselves to enjoy. After a short walk through the packed alleys and a quick but satisfying typical local lunch, we arrived at the 4th century Church of the Holy Sepulchre, containing the two holiest sites in Christianity, the site where Jesus was crucified and the tomb where he was buried and resurrected. Physically immersed in the crowd outside and within the church, we listened to Noam's commentary on the history of this iconic church. We heard about the intricate politics among the different denominations in Christianity, including Roman Catholic, Armenian Apostolic, and the Orthodox denominations, Greek, Coptic, Syriac, and Ethiopian, and their status quo understanding dating back over 250 years. We also learned that with all its significance to Christians, the Church's keys have for centuries been in the hands of a local Muslim family. Oh, politics. We were lucky to come upon some kind of a Greek Orthodox ceremony which may have been the reason for the typically large crowd being even larger. But we managed to squeeze in and to soak in the interior and the atmosphere. For me, this was a fascinating and almost overwhelming moment, and I believe it was so for all of us. And then it was back again to the crowded alleys with their smells of spices and Arab coffee, the abundance of sweets, fruits, snacks, market produce and souvenirs, the narrow passageways, and yes, the rain. Absorbing all of the day's experiences, they amounted to an adventure like no other. I'd like to think that our visit, though short, windy and wet, left us all determined to return, perhaps for a reunion, as soon as an opportunity will present again. All good things must come to an end. In our case on the Saturday night, this was true for only half of our group, for whom the journey in the Holy Land was almost over. We celebrated our successful and exhilarating journey with a grand dinner at Jerusalem's historic Ottoman railway station. Joined by Shira and her husband Roy, we also celebrated Noam's and Jackie's birthdays with abundant food, drink and fun. The next morning, Ian and Christina, Alexandra and Kaya, Tung and Eileen, Miguel and Jackie will be on their way home. Man and Chetna, Dave and Malene, Pierre, Tuan and myself will head north for another week of completely different experiences than the ones we had had in our first week together. At closing, I wish to thank Tung and Eileen for documenting our great journey in this fun video. I know I'll view it again and again for many years to come.
Hello, Shimon. First of all, many thanks for organizing an incredible tour in Israel last year. I know this trip was a long-standing project for you, and I think it was the right time to do it. Besides the pleasure of spending time with you and Tuan, it gave me an opportunity to meet very friendly colleagues, and I really enjoy it. Shira, your daughter, she organized a fantastic program, including very special experiences. I will always remember the underground walk, feet in the water in Jerusalem. I think we will all keep a wonderful memory of this tailor-made trip, which is quite different from the tourist tour operators. Thank you again, Shimon. Your friends, always Pierre.
Hi guys, just want to let everybody know that Israel was the most memorable vacation we have taken. Friends, awesome dinners, what more can I say? So many memories.
Shimon, thank you so much for putting it together, and Shira as well. We'll never forget it. You were the most amazing host, and it was such a beautiful opportunity to meet some new friends and hang out with some old friends. So, L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Shimon, Antoine.
We just wanted to express our deepest and sincere gratitude
for what can only be described as the perfect family vacation to the Holy Land. Shimon, your attention to detail allowed us to see and experience all that we had hoped to see in Israel. So thank you.
Thank you for showing us all the places that we had only read about in books or seen in movies. It was a great pleasure meeting your daughters, and we enjoyed the wonderful food, learned about the culture and history, and especially the Israeli chutzpah.
So thank you for bringing friends, colleagues together and making them a part of your family. We truly feel blessed to not only know you, Antoine, but to call you our friends. So thank you.
Thank you.